Join us to discover who are Britain's classroom heroes.
Our next award is for Further Education Lecturer of the Year. Now, further education opens up new pathways to success for teenagers and offers adults a fresh start in the workplace. To present this award, a lady who is no stranger to our television screens. She's had an incredible career spanning over 40 years, yet still finds time to campaign for the vulnerable, the lonely and the abused. Arguably, her greatest achievement was founding the charity Childline. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Esther Rantzen Cbe. Now, I'm going to ask you first of all about Childline, which I can't believe has been going for 27 years.
Almost exactly 27 years ago today, 15 attempted calls that first night. But now, I'm happy to tell you, Claire, we have now helped 3.2 million children, and now any child that rings us will get through.
And you haven't stopped there, because now you're helping people at the other end of the age spectrum.
Yes, well, we're putting together the Silver Line. It launches on November the 25th, because as you get older, your life changes. Maybe the kids go out, and maybe you have to move from the place you're familiar with. Maybe you retire from your work, and you can feel very alone. So what we're hoping is that by having regular conversations with the Silver Line, people will be empowered to go out into the community and recognise the fact that older people have real value, have so much to offer.
And you're standing on stage here in front of a theatre full of teachers. Did you have a favourite teacher?
I did have the most fantastic French teacher, Caroline Senator. And I wasn't very good at French.
But I assume you're fluent now.
No. And when we had to move on, I wrote her a little poem to Caroline and illustrated it. And you know, she died not all that long ago, and they found that poem in her papers. She'd kept it. So what I say to anybody who's watching this programme, if you love your teacher, tell them.
And Esther is now going to reveal the winner of this award.
Right, I am delighted to present the award to the Further Education Lecturer of the Year. The winner from Coleg Cambria in Wrexham, Wales, is Marcus Thomas.
Marcus had been at Yale College, which is now Coleg Cambria, for 16 years, and has had a significant impact on the college and its learners. He's had particular success with some learners who've struggled with mainstream education.
Art and design is part of a process, and it's important that they develop skills through doing and making and handling materials. So sometimes the process of making is far more important than the final outcome.
Marcus believes in people before they believe in themselves. He brings to life the subject, he brings to life the projects, and he allows you to be a part of that.
He judges students on their individual basis rather than the class as a whole. My class used to joke we used to call Marcus the Jedi, because Marcus would figure people out really well and then unlock how they worked.
That's more or less even, isn't it? Now? Throughout my own education, I've had a number of barriers to learning myself, and it's identifying in the student where they're underachieving and trying to establish how I can move them on through or around that barrier.
If it wasn't for him, I don't think I'd perhaps be in this position. He's sort of kept me in education when I perhaps didn't want to stay.
Marcus somehow manages to get them to do things like knitting. I mean, who else could get a whole load of lads knitting?
They're quite cool with that once they've had a go with it. They become quite compulsive and competitive about the whole deal, really. It's absolutely essential that people understand the world around them, understand the past, the present, and how that will impact upon the future. We might go out to the Pontcysylltu Aqueduct, where we photograph, sketch, take colour swatches, in order that the students can bring back first-hand source material for their design work. What is it that's exciting about these images that you select? Once they realise that someone wants to buy something they've created, they're absolutely elated. We're very lucky that we have our own willow bed. The students use the willow to create a whole range of products and artefacts that are sold in our gallery, but occasionally some of it doesn't get to market.
Marcus loves his work, he's very passionate about his projects, he produces year on year with great results.
Over the last 3 years, Marcus has achieved a 90% completion rate and a 100% pass rate, and I think that just speaks for itself.
Since leaving, my confidence has improved greatly. I've gone on to become quite politically active within the Labour Party. I'm now a councillor, one of the youngest in Wales, and I think a lot of that is down to how Marcus has taught me.
I want to go on to university, which was something I never thought of before I started college, so I'm really grateful to him for that.
I think what makes Marcus special is that he really is passionate about his subject and he really cares about the learners, their journey and where they're going to move on to and making a difference in their lives.
Ladies and gentlemen, our further education lecturer of the year, Marcus Thomas.
That's for you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Now, many of your students had bad experiences in mainstream education, so how do you get them inspired and give them the confidence that they can make great things?
It's about getting to know them. It's about trying to understand how they tick, how they work, in order to give them the right direction to follow, really.
And I think most of us here are very, very impressed that you got older boys knitting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had to learn to knit to teach them. So it's all about my development as much as theirs.
And a lot of the things that are made end up being sold or indeed at the museum, aren't they, on exhibition?
That's right, yes. And the students have thoroughly engaged with that. And we're producing lots and lots of extremely good and high quality products now.
And do you love it?
Absolutely, yes.
I think that shows, and that is why you are so successful. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of Further Education Lecturer of the Year, Marcus Thomas. Congratulations, thank you. And thank you so much to Esther Rantzen as well.